Hey guys, it's Tommy CM. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a very special video. This video is going to be taking a look at what is coming up on Insomniac's YouTube channel. Now, for those of you who don't know Insomniac, which I'm pretty sure is not going to be many of you watching my channel, Insomniac is a very talented Planet Coaster creator and builder, and he has his own YouTube channel, over 18,000 subscribers. Definitely go and check out his stuff over there. I'm sure many of you will either have seen his videos or seen his creations, one of which I've got up right now in front of me, which is the Porto Bayer Hotel. Now, he has sent me some sort of teaser photos of his latest park before it's released on his channel and also released onto the PlayStation Workshop. So I thought in this video, let's go and check out his park and let's have a look at these photos and see what he has got coming up on his channel. And I can tell you now from the preview of the photos I've seen already, it's going to be quite something spectacular. So yeah, let's take a look at the first bunch of photos. Okay, so the first three photos up are of the park entrance / car park. So as we can see from here, I mean, it's very colourful. I love how colourful and how busy it is. You know, there is all sorts going off. You know, as we look at the car park there, we've got the, you know, even the details of like cones, arrows. The roads on, you know, it's not just a straight road. There's brick walls, there's fencing, there's all sorts of plants, there's flags. Like, everything is going off on that entrance, and I love how busy it all feels. All the vehicles are different. They're not just the same one used with different colours. There's just so much to look at on that entrance, and I love the different kind of barriers we've got going off. The different banners as well. The little blue banners we've got, and then the use of the Planet Coaster signs. I think one thing Insomniac's builds I tend to find more so than others, he incorporates the brands that are in the game. And I'm sure you'll see in some of the photos we've got coming up. So some of the brands like Cosmic Cow, like Street Fox Coffee, you know, the sort of the brands that the Frontier have put into Planet Coaster, he utilises them quite a lot, which I do quite like. It's a very nice style. Which obviously you can see the Planet Coaster sign there to the bottom left as well, which I think looks great on that little corner. Very nice looking car park there. Photo number 2, we can see just here there's obviously a coach park. This is looking at it from the other side, so I think from this side we get a better look at the at the park and at the, you know, of what you can see in the distance. And straight away we can see this sort of pink slash purple, mainly pink, coaster, and to the right I can just see the Cosmic Cow logo. So that does look like it could be based, the coaster could be themed with Cosmic Cow, because that looks like the coaster's going underneath. But we shall have to take a look at that as we get further in. But yeah, just more, you know, more sort of going along the lines of what I was saying on the first photo, where we're looking at, you know, such a busy car park, such a nice way of doing it. It's busy, but it's busy that, you know, it looks good and it's done in a really realistic manner. It's not just a case of I will spray paint a square of tarmac and that's my car park. It's done with a proper road system. There's trucks. There's even barriers there. You can see the red and white poles at the bottom. You know, there's even barriers going in and out. So yeah, really does look quite nice, that. And then the final photo for the entrance. So there we can see a nice little welcome sign for guests to walk over the crossing. We have Professor Verst. Obviously, as I was saying, Insomniac does like to use the brands within the game, and obviously that's another way of kind of, you know, introducing the guests into the park. But look at that for a sightline, having that hill climb on the pink coaster, and then that looks like it's a beyond 90-degree drop there, if I'm looking at that correctly. Just only slightly, but it does look like it. So that does look like a very intriguing looking coaster to go on. But what I do like about this as well is the sight line. Now, one thing I do like to look for in parks is that they don't just kind of disappear off into the openness. Trees are kind of blended in with the surrounding map that's been chosen. And on here you can see the trees in the distance, but because of how much foliage has been used, it all kind of blends in, and you don't feel like the park kind of just stops at some point. It just the whole sight line does work. And also we've got the hot air balloon there in the top left, which I know he has used in previous parks. And the hot air balloon is a piece that it's a very unique piece. Obviously you can't place that in many situations, but it is a piece in the game, and I do like the fact that he has used that there. So next up we have what appears to be a Asian/Chinese themed area. Now looking at this is obviously as you enter this themed area, and what a way to enter this. You've got the coaster flying across in front. You've got the flat ride there, and then the hill climb of the coaster just behind that. Really nice sightline that is coming into this area. I also love the symmetry, having these sort of standings with the lights on each side with the dragons and then the buildings. Now the buildings, by the looks of that, says Shenlong, so maybe that's the name of the area. Who knows? We'll have to wait until Insomniac confirms it. But yeah, that's and then there's just underneath Shenlong, you might just be able to see that it says Ride the Dragon. So yeah, obviously there's going to be in a Chinese or Asian themed area, there's going to be dragon themes around there. So the next photo, this is just another angle of the coaster, which looks like, is that a flying? No, it's not a flying coaster. I thought that was it with one of the angles, but no, it isn't. But yeah, that is as we can see there, the sign at the bottom does say Shenlong Ride the Dragon. So that is obviously the main attraction for the area, with more of the more of the curved roof style buildings, and sort of the continuing that theme along. Here we've just got another angle of that with the hot air balloon again in the left. But no, I love the colours. The red and green really does stand out there. And I love the way it's been kind of done. It's not an overly, they're not huge buildings, but they're not flat as well. They're just there to add a bit of size and kind of grow the area out a little bit, which I think looks really nice. Here we have, so this is a little bit further out of the entrance. Now we've got a cosmic cow sign there, and I'm looking at these. I'm not sure if these buildings are sort of like, are they like apartments? Are they like villas? I honestly don't know. I think we'll see some other angles later on of those buildings, but that's the sort of feel that I get there. And then obviously just there we've got the centerpiece. I don't know what pieces he's used for that kind of fencing around where the water effects are. That looks really nice. Is what one of the things I like doing in my videos is, if I see something that someone's used that's quite unique, I like to kind of click on it, take it apart, and just see how they've got to it. And that's one area that I'm looking forward to seeing, because that's not a style I've seen before. So, but I really like it. Really do think that works, especially with that sort of, it's like a goldy, bronzy sort of effect that kind of fits in well with the area. And here we have a shot from looking across over the water, with the Asian section in the background. So you can see how high the coaster goes. It comes above the trees at quite a few times. But also I like the fact that it's kind of half of it's hidden within the trees. So although it does creep up and it goes on inversions above the trees, it's also kept quite hidden from this sort of view. And over there, obviously, we've got some animatronics on the beach, some people in the water, some guys in inflatables, and we've also got some boats going around. Now, those buildings are starting to look more like some sort of residential area, in the sense of, is it going to be where people are staying? Is it a hotel? Is it apartments of some sort. Again, I think we'll see some more photos coming up. There's a bird's eye view of the section, so you can see the waterway that's going that goes underneath that bridge on the entrance into this area. And then I love the colour of the roofs actually on the buildings. I didn't actually spot that before, but I think that's a really nice sort of shade of greeny blue. But again, it all blends in so well, and that's the key thing, is that when you theme in an area like this, it has to all fit. You can't just go, right, I want to build an Asian theme, so let's load up the Asian pieces from the World's Fair pack and just plonk it all down. Doesn't work like that. You have to think about it, and this has been done really, really well. And then the final picture for this area, so we'll see there we've got we're just looking at the corner of one of those like apartment buildings, looking over. You've got the boat there in the water, and looking up. I mean, that coaster does look like some beast. That does, really does take up a large footprint. That and lots of different inversions. So yeah, really excited to be looking forward to having a ride on that for sure. So next up we have what it looks like to be a temple sort of themed area. Lots of the temple pieces being used here. Left and right we can see signs that says "Ride the Cascada" or Cascada, however you pronounce the word. Yeah, we have two signs that say that, and in the background we have a lot of the temple pieces with a lot of sort of vines hanging off the building. Very green, I will say. There's a lot of foliage around here, and it looks definitely like a bit of like an overgrown style, in the sense of it looks sort of like the buildings have been left there, and the plants have all overgrown, and that seems to be the sort of theme that's going off. And you can also see that in the signs on the front where it says ride the Cascada. The bushes are sort of growing through the signs. And I love that sort of sort of style, the sort of like overgrown, abandoned sort of style. So we'll move on to the next couple of photos. So first up, we have a photo so there's a river rapids, which I'm assuming is the Cascada. That's going to be the river rapids, and then on the far side we have what appears to be a top spin, and there's a sign underneath that, and if I can read that clearly, it says Gears of Doom. So very similar to the Gears of Fear that you get in the game as a piece, but it looks like a very well themed top spin. I really do like the style of that. Got the little golden statues out the front, and again using a lot of the foliage as a background drop there. I think that really does bring out the theme well. And over on the building on the left hand side there, we can see more of the sort of overhanging vines and bushes and growing off of the temple building, and I think that does look really good. One thing to note as well is that River Rapids has a huge drop on it at the end. You can just see the end of the splash there, but I love the sight line of that. I love the sight line that you can sort of watch that from the path. That's what you like to see on River Rapids, because although a lot of the section you are on the ride, every River Rapids in the world, there's always sections where guests can sort of like watch people on the boats, because that's actually quite a popular thing to see. There's people watching others on the water ride getting wet, especially on big drops like that. I mean, it's a very similar thing to the old Jurassic Park ride at Universal Studios in Florida. Very similar thing in the sense of people will stand and watch at the bottom of the drop to watch others get wet. It's a very popular thing, so I do like that there's a viewpoint for the guests there for that. Just here we've got a view of the animatronic there, and this kind of highlights the River Rapids high up there, so that you can see the drop on the far left hand side of the picture just about. So this is obviously before the drop, and what I love about this is you don't see the edge of the sort of the track of the River Rapids. It's blended over with not only terrain, but there's rocks, there's trees, there's bushes, and River Rapids. For me, River Rapids shouldn't be in a tube like that. It should be like this. It should be a natural setting for the boat, and that's the sort of feeling you get. on a log flume's slightly different. A log flume, when you're on, when you're on them in real life, if you think about it, real life theme parks, log flumes are, you do tend to find that you are within that sort of small thin track. But river rapids always feel like you're on a natural, a natural river, natural flow, and therefore I do like the look of this, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this looks like. And again, just moving around again. The river rapids there. Now we've not seen this yet. So the river rapids here actually goes under the Gears of Doom, sort of section. So there we've got the rapids flowing around underneath. So the rapids are actually on both sides of that entrance path, which is going to be really interesting to see where that track goes then, because the rapids are actually very well hidden. As you look at all these the photos around this temple area. So yeah, it seems to be a very long rapids ride, but I'm really intrigued to see how that kind of flows around the area and how it kind of takes guests on a journey through this sort of themed section of the park. And so another section of the park that we've got a few photos of is what appears to be a sort of sci-fi area, and I'm going off that mainly because there's an Enterprise there, and there's also what appears to be a bit of a spaceship, and then the colours, that sort of blue/grey, that sort that sort of sci-fi feel to it. There's also a few pipes down there to the left, so that is definitely giving me sort of sci-fi vibes. So yeah, really excited to see what this area looks like. Now here, this appears to be the entrance to this area, so we've got Professor Verst's wormhole, which I think is absolutely great. Again, utilising those characters, those signs, those themes that are already built within the game, utilising them to sort of bring an area to life and set that theme without having to come up with a random theme off the top of your head. Using that and decorating it just nicely, just adding different elements in to kind of give the area a bit of a backstory. Again, we've got the coaster going in front of the flat ride, and then the track going in front, and there's a track going behind. And what you can also see just to the right at the top there is a sort of a near miss on the coaster, going through a bit of scenery there, which I think is another great touch. And yeah, I mean, I'm really intrigued about this area. I also like the fact that these pipes there kind of pumping liquid out into the lake or into the river, and then there's canisters, etc. Really nice style, that, and yeah, intrigued to see what is going to be there. And is that, just behind the Professor Verse wormhole sign, is that an alien? Is that an alien with a purple eye, or is that just me? I think that's an alien, but hopefully we'll see a bit more. So this is an angle behind the Enterprise. So the coaster not only goes in front of the Enterprise, it actually goes underneath and round there. So yeah, really does interact together with it. And I like the fact he's done that with the different sections of the park. This flat rises coasters, and they merge together and they interact with each other, rather than them just being like the standalone, sort of attractions essentially. There's just another overview of the area. So again, it's nice the fact that it's not just a sci-fi area. There is trees around there. There is less trees in this area, I would say, from these photos, but it's nice that you can see it here on the looking over that fence that we've got just in front of us. It's a nice vantage point to look over at the sci-fi area. So it looks like it's going to be a boomerang coaster then. So this is the reverse climb. So this is the view you'd get on the boomerang coaster, looking straight down before you go into the station. Very nicely done. Very nice roof as well on that station. I do like that. I've not seen that yet. That is very nice. And then you've got all the pipes linking the different buildings together, and some water coming out there. I think that's all I can spot on that particular photo. But yeah, so there we are. That's going to be a boomerang coaster. So what we have next, so this is like a collection of photos of this hotel, which does take up a large footprint. So you can see the hotel on the left there. This is like an overview of a large area of the park. Obviously, we've got that central sort of pink coaster, the Cosmic Cow one that we noticed earlier. We've got a big bridge going over the water. There's a lot of water. There's another sort of beach with sunbeds and umbrellas on. And this hotel looks like it's got a pool as well. So yeah, that's a nice little overview. And then to the right, we've got those like apartment style accommodation on the site. So this is within the apartment area. So I like this. This is very sort of secluded, away from the rest of the park, away from like the hustle and bustle of all the rides, etc. This looks like a very nice sort of calm area. Lots of little paths going off. We've got all the little planters. We've got a few trees, not too many. Some roses climbing the walls as well. Very nice sort of style. So there you can just see another angle of these sort of buildings with a hotel in the background just there. Again, those sort of, it cuts off at the edge of the water, and we've got boats going down between the apartments, presumably taking you to different areas of the park. So there's another shot of the hotel. So this is from the water. As you can see down there, we've got some animatronics swimming on rubber rings. There's some boys. Not talking about the animatronics anymore. I'm talking about the red boys that are in the water. Obviously, we've got the boats there, and what I like about the hotel is the fact that it kind of staggers up. It does, it's not just a big rectangle. It staggers up. I think that's a really nice looking design. And then also we can see the plants sitting on the roof as well, which I think it just adds to the massive use of foliage in this park. There is a sign just to the bottom right of the hotel there that says hotel name, and so presumably the hotel isn't named yet. Now, along with the park, I don't know the name of the park. We'll have to wait and see for Insomniac's video to find that out. Yeah, the hotel name isn't there at the moment. So there's another shot of, I believe that is a different hotel. So that's a different hotel looking at that, and one that to the right of there looks like it has a diving board. So this is hotel number 2. So again, we've got a little pathway. We've got some adverts and trees along the edge of the water just there, and then what looks like you can go up towards the hotel. You've got a pool again with the staggered build of the hotel, which I think is really nice. Got lots of balconies, lots of sunbeds, and on the next photo just here you can see the diving board. Very nice touch that. Very nice touch the diving board. Would love to see if the animatronics fall off of that, or whether they just stand there on the edge. And presumably they don't fall off it. But the only one I can think is that the animatronic that kind of falls off backwards into a dumpster. That's the only animatronic I can think that would look good falling backwards off the diving board. But yeah, really nice, and I love that you can just see the other hotel in the distance there. So obviously each side of the park has got the 2 hotels with the sort of apartments in between them. So a lot of accommodation at this park. So it's more sort of like a resort, I suppose, than a park. And the final selection of photos here. So this first photo is looking at this pink coaster we saw at the very start. That I believe is going to be themed to Cosmic Cow. We can see the Cosmic Cow logo in front, and we can see that the coaster actually goes through that little structure that the logo is on. Very nice colour. I like the fact that it's not just all purple or all pink. You can see the little beams in between the coaster track, with different shades of colour. I like the fact that that's a little bit different there. There's a look at the overall coaster there. I mean, that looks fantastic. That really does look great. We've got a huge Cosmic Cow sign on the left, huge building there, which presumably is the station. Looking at where that lift hill starts. So yeah, that'll be the station. We've got another flat ride, again linking that coaster and flat ride partnership. So the flat ride here looks like to be a drop tower, and we've got a bridge going over, and with a beach just in front of the Cosmic Cow coaster. There's the arcade. So as we saw in the previous photo, the arcade was just to the right. Very well designed, very cool looking machines in here. And I tell you what is a really nice touch is using the graffiti to put on the screens to make the screens like look like they've got something on. Basically, a lot of the time, obviously, if you're going to build something like that, you need to have sort of like a blank square essentially as a screen. So using the graffiti pieces is a very, very nice touch. Here we've just got another angle of the Cosmic Cow coaster. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be Cosmic Cow themed. So this, there you can see some really nice little inversions there, very very unique, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that, how that all kind of blends in with the area. Is that a small flat ride? It is a small flat ride. You can just see it creeping underneath where the Cosmic Cow sign is. You can just see that's what's it called? Torpedo. There's a sign there. You can see the ride operator's booth at the bottom in red. But yeah, Torpedo. So we've got a little small flat ride there as well, and we've got another flat ride, which is I can't remember the name of the ride off the top of my head, but you can see it's just white there, just poking above the tree. So again, lots of different attractions around this area, with the Cosmic Cow coaster seemingly sort of like bringing them all together and tying them all in. And finally, this is the last photo. This is a very nice overview shot of the park. We have the temple area at the front, we've got the Cosmic Cow area and the arcade at the back on the right, we've got a hotel on the left. So yeah, I mean, this park looks fantastic. It looks to be another huge creation by Insomniac. So really, really excited to look at this. Love the fact that there's all different themed areas. I think for me personally, if we're going to have to pick one that I'm looking forward to the most, it would be the Sci-fi area, the Professor Worst area, because I think that's very clever in some of the way that's been themed. Not only is the fact that it's Professor Worst, it's also with that, like the toxic waste going into the water, the boomerang coaster. I'm a big fan of boomerang coasters, so looking forward to that. And I just think that'll be a really interesting area. But I think overall, this is going to be another fantastic creation. Definitely make sure you are subscribed to Insomniac's channel so you don't miss it when he does release the park tour on his channel. Yeah, once he has released it, I'll be sure to be taking a look myself and giving my thoughts on it. Really excited to take a look. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you are new. And yeah, be sure to check out Insomniac's channel. I'll leave it in the description below. And I shall see you in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.